We are waking up to faith. We're waking up to hope. We're waking up to love. We're waking up to our inner magic. We're waking up to our inherent wisdom. We're waking up to our inherent power. Every day we're waking up to the truth of who we are. And that's the good news. I'm Dr. Flo, not telling you what I heard, what I know. What I know is that you're loved and lovable. You've always been loved and lovable, and you're always going to be loved and lovable. That's my first principle. My second principle is that you're imperfectly perfect, whole, and complete exactly as you are right now, and you have everything in your hands to do your assignment, your life assignment. And the third thing is that you got to see it for yourself. You got to believe in yourself. You got to trust yourself. You got to be full of yourself. You have to belong to you. And I'm so grateful to belong to me today and also to belong to Love in Action Network. I'm a little late today, 5 hours late for our daily boost. Some of you have been with us for the last 18 months. Some of you have been with us for the last 18 years. But we these days are climbing through our chakra system using the 7-day pillar challenge by the great Papi Wata of the House of Mommy Wata. And what does that mean? That means that on Sunday, we root ourselves in our root chakra. I am. Then we move up into how we feel. Then we proceed into engaging what we do in the world, our actions that speak louder than words. And then we move from our I do into talking about the things we love on Wednesdays. Then on Thursdays, Lotta's Next 5 drops in to the desk and covers the things we say, which of course words have power and life in them. Death and life lies in the power of the tongue, so says certain ancient slave Bibles. But that's true, actually. That's universal. And then after learning that death and life is in our tongues and in our thoughts, we land on Friday into the things we see. What do you see? I was telling Terry before we got started that a non-melanated lady, not minding her business, was in the checkout line, and she's like, "What are you wearing that wig for? A special occasion?" And Papi Wata said, "Papi Wata, you're loud in my track. Hello?" My apologies, folks. So we're in the store, and she's like, "Oh, what's the special occasion?" And I'm like, so Papi Wata interjected and said, "He's breathing, and that's what the special occasion is." But I reminded her that adults typically are boring, and I'm not, and that most adults are wearing masks and disguises anyway. So I just wear them out on the outside. And she, oh my God, that's so funny. I said, but you know it's true. And then that was that on that. Moving forward into today's guidance coming from the cards. Thank you, Starlight, Botanica.com, for your help and wisdom and insight. Today's cards are talking to us about intentions, up and out, and also the mirrors in our lives. I'm going to read the affirmations on the bottom of the cards, and then we're going to go into the Melody Beauty, 52 weeks of conscious contact around this week's theme, talk about the chakras, and then we'll be out of here, and we can call it a day. The first card's all about intentions. Our intentions. Today is a fresh start. No matter how my day was yesterday, I can make of today whatever I want. My intention for the day is blank, And we set intentions every morning here in Love and Action Network over on Bigo, TikTok, and other platforms. Oh my God, I'm out of TikTok jail. I forgot all about that. My intention for the day is to be loved. My intention for the day is to show up fully. My intention for the day is to not let anybody get on my nerves. It says, write this intention and tape it on a card behind your door so that you may remember as you leave your house. Yeah, we'll have cake at 7 because I think we're supposed to have it around now. But life be lifing, man. You know, I prayed the serenity prayer already today. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, to change the things I can, and to be wise enough to know the difference. And that includes people. So yeah, we will change the thing we can and have our cake at the 7 o'clock check-in. Don't forget, folks, to write your intention and tape the card behind your door so that you may remember it as you leave your house. My intention for the day, like I said, I try my best to not be annoyed by people. It's something I have to work on internally and also allow people to work with me externally on. But if that's my intention, that's what it's going to be. Every day is a fresh start. The next card is Up and Out. Up and Out. To heal the parts of me that feel hurt, I must feel every emotion. It has to come up to come out. I don't try to push my feelings away. I sit with them and feel them as I release them. Up and out. To heal the parts of me that feel hurt, I must feel every emotion. It has to come up to come out. I don't try to push my feelings away. I sit with them and I feel them as I release them. It's important that we don't hold on to thoughts for too long. Even the happy ones, if we hold on to them for a very long time, can start to make us miserable, because after you've been happy for a long, long time and you start to crave that happiness, or you start to think that happiness is norm, then the first time that a bad day happens, you'll fall apart because you're not expecting that winter of your life after having a wonderful summer and spring and stuff like that. So I don't try to push my feelings away. I sit with them and feel them as I release them. In Buddhism, we have a practice called Vipassana meditation, which allows you to name your thoughts and name your feelings, and then allow them to just drift down the river. Allow them to come down the river, the lazy river of life. This fear, this pain, this annoyance, this agitation, this success, this abundance. Just name it in your meditation time, but then also feel free to let it go, because anything that you hold on to, number one, it occupies a space that your next blessings want to occupy, but also you can grow attached to those happy and not so pleasant emotions, and then they start to mean something. So anyway, allow your emotions today to come up and out, and do not push them away. Sit with them and feel them and release them. You'll be better for releasing and feeling that freedom in your life. And that makes me want to ask you a question. What do you want to release today? What are you trying to let go of? Most people are trying to acquire more money, more friends, more power, more fans, more followers. What are you trying to release today? Who, what are you letting go? Because sometimes it's not all about the addition of life. Sometimes it can be about the subtraction. And it's like the fashion types say that before you leave the house, remove one accessory. And so what accessory of your feelings and your emotions and your vibration are you trying to release and let go today? It may be good to unburden yourself, which is something that we do here in Love and Action Network every day. So yeah, do not push those feelings down. Do not try to suppress yourself and your emotions. The late great Debbie Ford, that's a lady who did Dark Side of the Light Chasers. The one who said that we should own being a bitch in the world. If you remember that teaching, Tara, she says that emotions are like beach balls. And if you continue to try to push those beats, even if anger, sadness, happiness, appreciation, I'm working on appreciating people more, but I've been, over the months of my life, been pushing down on, if I appreciate them, then that's going to make me love them more. And love makes me vulnerable, and I don't want to be vulnerable, so I'm just not going to appreciate and just pretend like everything's okay. Everything's fine. It's fine. You're doing great. I'm doing great, but let's not talk about it, because if I appreciate you, then I'm going to start to love you. If I love you, I'm going to become attached to you and start thinking that you owe me something, or that, you know how it gets. Am I speaking clearly enough? And so I push down appreciation, because appreciation means love, and love makes me vulnerable, and vulnerable is not necessarily how I want to be emotionally, so I just don't appreciate. But pushing down the appreciation beach ball will also create a tension. It's important that we not try to force any of those emotions, positive or negative, down. Tara says perfection and good motherhood expectations. What about them? You letting that go? You letting that go? I just got it. Yes. Yeah. We dealt with this in the Patience Week. You're divinely where you're supposed to be, and you're doing a great job right where you are. I'll share with you, Tara, while we're here on the open chat line. I was a flight attendant in a former life, as you know, and being a flight attendant means that you have to deal with whatever is thrown at you at 30,000 feet. And it feels a lot like motherhood. As a flight attendant, I had to take care of unaccompanied minors and be their father for 5-6 hour flights. And I just made the agreement that whatever happened in that flight concerning that child that was entrusted to me by law, Federal Aviation Administration law, that I would be prepared to handle it. And that's just an agreement that you make. You just say, whatever happens, I trust that I have what it takes to handle it. But this is the same for going to the store or driving in traffic. To get on the interstate, you have to trust that you are prepared to handle whatever happens. And we do it well. And you do it well. So yeah, releasing the perfection, releasing the good motherhood expectations, trusting yourself to meet the moment, one moment at a time, just for today, is a good thing to release. I'm proud of you. In the fullest sincerity of pride, because you really don't know what the next moment's going to bring. None of us do, but this is a different sensation for you, and I trust that I'll know what to do. It's like my flight attendant. I talk about my flight attendant training friend Lori all the time. In flight attendant training, we want to, learn about slides on day one. You want to learn about the mask coming down on day one. You want to learn all the, the things that flight attendants, notoriously do. And she used to always say to me something throughout training: when the time is right, you'll know. And I think this also applies to your adventure and my adventure and all of our adventures within the network and outside of the network. When the time is right, we will certainly know what to do, because we are instinctual, intuitive beings. And we've been working on our instinct and our intuition, and your mother's intuition, which they say is a thing. I don't know her, because I don't, that's not part of my life path. But I trust that your mother's intuition is spot on, because it has served me. I've told you before, you mothered me fine. That baby is in good hands. And I'm a mirror to this. I'm a mirror to this. I'm a mirror to your goodness, and I'm not blowing smoke. If I thought you were going to not be good at it, I would just keep my mouth closed. The third card is mirror. In order to change my life outside, I need to change inside. Once I'm open to this change, my exterior reality will begin to mirror those new shifts. Once again, in order to change my life outside, I need to change inside. Once I'm open to this change, my exterior reality will begin to mirror those new shifts. Once I'm open to this change, once I'm open to change, once I'm open to the possibility of change, no matter what it is, once I'm open, which you all know is part of our whole situation here, honest, open, willing, available. Honest, open, willing, available. Once you are open, honest, open, willing, and available to the change in your life, your exterior circumstances and reality will begin to mirror those new shifts. That is divine law. I have begun to take the cards out of the deck that I pull and set them to the side because I seem to be drawn to and pull the same cards all the time, and I really want to get through this deck in the next decade. So while you will not see those messages again, you're going to get some new ones because I'm just leaving all of the ones that we have been pulling over to the side so we can explore the new. Thanks for hanging with us. We're Love in Action Network. We put out love in action every day. We are a ragtag team of volunteers scattered all over the country trying to make a difference through peer support and Emotion Anonymous programs and just showing up and holding space for one another in the dreams. It's really nothing... it's nothing new, attending and befriending. We just seem to do it better than everybody else. Week 20 in this year for our network is all about guidance. And so Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it's the 6th day of the week. And I'm going to read day 6 and then see what Melody has to reveal to us. 52 Weeks of Conscious Contact is a book by Melody Beattie. It's from the 12-step traditions, Emotion Anonymous, Alcoholics Anonymous. She also does a lot of codependency work. So if you ever want to listen to a podcast with her, she's great about codependence. And she set me free from codependence. And so then I began to explore this text. And then about 3 years ago or so, I said to my one-person team, Tara, let's read through this to see if it can help us anchor us. And we needed themes anyway. And why reinvent the wheel, right? So this week's theme is all about guidance. I'm going to read day 6. I can already see the G word in the text. She loves the G word. Rhymes with odd. So I'm going to substitute that out for higher power. You say odd if you want to say odd, Sky Daddy. And we'll be cool here. Love in Action Network is a bring your own belief network. We do not condemn people for their beliefs in any hopeful message. Recognize that people get their hopeful messages from the Quran. Free Palestine, ceasefire now. By the way, I've not forgotten about love in my humanity. But we can get our guidance and our hope from the Quran. We can get it from the Bible. We can get it from the Bhagavad Gita. We can get it from back that ass up. It just doesn't matter. As long as you're trying to be hopeful in your life and grow yourself and be a human that wants to encourage, equip, and empower people. As long as you meet the 3 E's, and now we're adding in the honest, open, willing, and available thing. As long as you are trying to encourage, equip, and empower people, and you're honest, open, willing, and available, the universe can do magic within you. And so, as above, so below. Let it happen, Lord of love. Please. We need a healing. I need a healing. Ceasefire now in my heart center. All of that strife and war that I have in my heart and my mind. I'm calling ceasefire on that because we know that when people cease fire inside, like the card just said. Gotta find it again. Once I'm open to this change, it's here. In order to change my life outside, I need to change inside. Yeah, ceasefire now inside. When I say ceasefire now, I'm saying it doubly. Double. Ceasefire now inside my heart. Because that's going to allow me to not have that's going to allow me to not have war in my home, in my 4 walls. Ceasefire now in my heart, no war in my home. Ceasefire now, no war in my neighborhood. Ceasefire now, no war in my neighborhood. Ceasefire now, no war in my city. Ceasefire now, no war in my state. And I know that's like really, really hard for those of you who are obsessed with violence and chaos, but peace is possible. And I'm beginning to call ceasefires within myself, and I'm not warring with the folks around me as much with receipts. There's documented evidence of Dr. Flo not giving people as much of a hard time as he used to, because I'm no longer fighting those battles with myself. Anyway, day 6, the author says, when we ask for guidance and knowledge of higher powers' will, we may not get the answer we want, but we will always get an answer. Ain't that the truth? I'll read it one more time. When we ask for guidance and knowledge of higher powers' will, meaning we're asking for, like, show me the way. Clearly show me clearly. I will wait. We may not get the answer we want, but we'll always get an answer. The gratitude focus of this week's, and there's one every day 6, there's a gratitude focus. It says we can be grateful that if we ask for the right thought, word, or action, we'll be given it. We can be grateful that whether we know it or not, we're being guided all along. Once again, gratitude focus. We can be grateful that if we ask for the right thought, word, or action, we'll be given it. We can be grateful that whether we know it or not, we are being guided all along. You got to trust that in every area of your life, you're being somehow guided. Now, for those of you who are atheists, and sometimes I'm a part-time atheist myself, there's no secret about the fact that I sometimes believe and sometimes I don't believe. That has nothing to do with my belief in myself. I'm talking about this entity outside of myself that's somehow calling the shots. I'm not sure how I feel about that because, God, higher power, never scrambled my eggs in the morning. And they're like, well, but he woke you up this morning. iPhone. But the iPhone, I can't get into all of that because some days it's real to me and some days I wonder. But the idea that there's something bigger at play, that there's some bigger assignment in my life, that there's someone that I'm supposed to connect with today, that there's something that I'm supposed to encourage someone with, that there's some kind of passion or gift within me that I'm supposed to share with the world, and that I'm being uniquely in my own way guided through that life course, it's a very comforting feeling. And my thing is, if it's not hurting anybody, hold on to your comforting thoughts. You're going to have enough of the crazy ones, and crazy people make us crazy. We learned that earlier in the year. But you're going to have plenty of crazy thoughts and intrusive thoughts. Oh, my goodness. And all kinds of things that just kind of pop out. But this idea that we're being guided by divinity, or that we are within like this 103 years plus or minus a lot of life, and that somehow we're just in this special adventure, and that it's a fun little thing where we're being told, left turn here, right turn here. You've been ever driving, you're like, I just feel like I should go this way instead, or those people who decided to be late or to sleep in and their flights were going to go into the Twin Towers. Trigger warning. What was that all about? Lucky day or divine guidance? Who knows? But it does feel good and feel better for me personally. And I don't tell anybody else how to feel or think. But it feels better for me to believe that I'm being guided. One more time. We can be grateful that if we ask for the right thought, word, or action, we'll be given it. We can be grateful that whether we know it or not, we are being guided all along. Ice cream's so good. Like I told y'all earlier, Third Eye Fridays is what we focus on every Friday. I don't think we're live on YouTube at all. I'll upload it though. They deserve. I see that we're not. Let's see here. I see that we are not on YouTube. So I'll upload it and give them the juice. Special delivery. It's Dr. Flo with a pizza of love. Dr. Flo always delivers the pizza of love. Dr. Flo always delivers the pizza of love. So every Friday, working through the 7-day pillar challenge, we arrive in our third eye, located between the eyes and also in the forehead area. It is the center of our spiritual system that deals with our insight and our intuitive wellness. And so this goes back to what Tara was talking about as it relates to clarity in her thoughts and parts around being a quote-unquote good mother. I think better than being a good mother or a great mother, to be a mom that is anchored in her intuitive wellness would be even better. To be an insightful mom, to be moving through that third eye energy of, I trust that I will be divinely guided. I trust that I can anchor myself in forgiveness, calm, communication, confidence, knowing, and comfort. I can focus on these things when I see the color blue and indigo. Once again, it's forgiveness. Forgiveness Friday. Calm. Adult communication. Papi Wata used to say this to the children he used to work with, and he did say it for a little while here when he first got here. The saying is, because I'm an adult, therefore, I'm an adult, therefore. There's certain ways that adults are supposed to communicate, or that they could communicate. There's a certain way that adults can be in the world, and you can use the color blue and indigo to pull that in, to anchor that. Also, your confidence and your knowing and your comfort. We wear blue here for confidence. If you're having a day where you are feeling doubtful, put some blue on. But don't just put the blue on. When you put the blue on your body, say, I'm putting blue on to increase my confidence. Now, the real ones and the psychologists in the room know that you're just, and here's the word that we love this year, you're imbuing that blue with your thoughts. But thinking that the blue will make you more confident, guess what? It will make you more confident, because thoughts become things. I'm even more confident now that I thought about the fact that I'm wrapped in blue. But that's because my thoughts are at my command, and because my thoughts are at my command, so is my life. So you'll see me wearing blue from time to time. Sometimes it's just because that's what I want to put on, but then other times it's because I want to, as I put it on, I go, oh, I'm so grateful to be wearing blue to increase my confidence. And then that starts, priming the well around, well, what does that mean? That means I'm going to show up on this live today. It means I'm going to speak, in the ways that I speak. Some of y'all know that I used to do that thing that a lot of women types do, where they lighten their voice up to be more acceptable for people. And so, thank you so much for coming to my live stream today. I'm Dr. Flo. It's good to see you. But confidence says that this is where my voice sits. And so that's what you're going to get. But if you look back in the footage from years ago, I was doing that whole thing that people who, want to be perceived in a, there are many reasons why women in femmes lighten their voice. There are women in femme types around me that when they answer the phone, they go, hello. You don't talk like that. Girl, let me get this phone real quick. Hello. So you have to have confidence in the world to just use your real voice. And the blue is about that. We practice Kwanzaa year-round here. Today's principle is Kumba, which means creativity. I'm being creative right now in my home studio. I'm going to be creatively cooking later, creatively making love to my partner. Creativity is just part of the thing. And we use blackberries, plums, and grapes as our special foods on Fridays to charge our prayers towards goodness. We also use the affirmation of I see. And so take a moment now to look around your space. If you are driving and listening to this on our Love and Action Network podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and YouTube Podcast, keep them eyes on the road. But what do you see? What do you see around? I see wonderful technology here. Papi Wata just came through, so I saw my partner and manager. I see a Christmas hanging, joy, peace, and Noel. Oh man, I see my wall of love here for my super fans. I see this hat, this Dr. Seuss hat that Angie, my super fan, got me. And so all of this blessing is around us. And I tell Tara all the time, privately and publicly, we have an embarrassment of riches here in the United States and globally. We are surrounded by so much blessing, and capitalism, also known as crapitalism, would make us feel that we have nothing. But we've realigned that here as we see. We see here in this network that abundance can be defined as having everything you need when you need it. And most of us, I know there are extenuating circumstances, but most of us have everything we need right now to make more magic. And so I see that abundance. I see my friendships. I see my family. I see my support. I see my guidance. I see my wisdom. And I definitely see love. And I see reflected back to me that I'm loved and lovable. And I see it for myself. Tara says, I see abundance. Yeah, we're good. We're really, really good. This is not pretending that life is perfect. Y'all have also watched me evolve in that. I used to be the kind of person in my social media and beyond, my social media, that my feed for a long time was just me doing things professionally and flexing on these hoes, you know, because I'm very talented in multiple arenas. So I used to just do what my cool kid friends do and only show you the highlights of my life. But now I'm realizing that I'm abundant when there's crust in my eyes. I'm abundant when my pits aren't washed. I'm just abundant. And I see abundance. And just as I am, and it's just a wonderful thing to be able to witness that, and to understand that we have everything that we need as we need it. So thank you for seeing with me. Thank you for witnessing me. I think it's perfect that on Third Eye Chakra Day, I pulled the mirror card because some people, we talk about this every Friday, some people don't see, and some people are pretending not to see. And I'm grateful to be one of those unlimited ones that can see. And here's what's changing for me, folks. I'm not pretending anymore to not see what I do see. And you know where that begins? That begins with my brilliance. I have stopped Tara, and I have stopped myself from talking negatively about anything that we do great. We no longer disown. We no longer disown our brilliance. We can disown the bullshit, but we're no longer going to disown the brilliance. And that's changing things too. You can pray with crystals like indigo gabbro, blue kyanite, labradorite, lepidolite, amethyst, lapis lazuli. Holding these crystals, I got some selenite here for clearing the bullshit. That was sent to me by StarlightMysticBotanica.com. Just holding these crystals in your hand. Some would call them rocks. Although you think about how rocks are formed, way more pressure than you and I could even endure. These bitches are hard. And so they can also just in and of themselves remind you of the fortitude of life and how strong life is, and how, pressed minerals can become something beautiful and shiny. Use it how you want to use it, but those are the ones that you can hold, and then once again, because I am saying that this selenite clears BS, it's making me focus on all the BS in my life and how I want to do the work by putting my love in action to clear it. That's the alchemy of stones. If you're walking around carrying rocks, you're just a few pounds heavier. I got something to tell you, spiritual types. If y'all just walking around with rocks, but you're still living crazy, if you're walking around with the rocks, but you're still not loving yourself, if you're walking around with the rocks, but you're still self-loathing, if you're walking around with the rocks, but you're not believing in yourself, if you're holding the rocks, if you're putting the rocks every month under the moonlight, because that's one of the things that the rock people do. I used to be one of them, and I'm not yucking anybody's yum. Use the tools that set you free. Any tool of liberation is a friend of ours here. But if you are putting your selenite under the moon once a month to clear it and charge it, but then you're going back and doing the same bullshit and behaviors that you did, you're just heavier with rocks. This is why when Tara and I cleared my apartment out of New York City when I was being illegally evicted over a year ago, child. I said, do I want to keep these or not? I had a bag, like a big bag of crystals. I tossed them bitches into the street. They were making me heavy, literally, physically heavy. If I had to choose between having the heaviness of the rocks or the freedom of my mind, y'all know where this is going. But you can use these as a totem, as a point of your attraction, as a space, because I'm focused. Because a lot of us in society, myself included, are extremely distracted and focused. There's monkey mind, I call it. Just go, 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 go. Talk, 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 talk. The crystals and praying to them or praying into them, because you got to remember also the faith-based tradition cult that I come out of, the cult of Christ, would believe that praying into a rock is going to send you to hell. So the rock people are trying to get free using their rocks, and then the other people, so-called, who are supposed to be using spirituality to get free, are condemning the rock people. And I'm like, well, where's the healing? Does anybody want to change the behavior? Y'all can keep the cult of Christ, and y'all can keep these rocks and give me some cognitive behavioral therapy. But y'all know how I feel about these things. I do not mince words because I'm free. And I'm no longer imbalanced in my third eye chakra. What does it mean to be imbalanced in your third eye chakra? And remember, y'all, when we come in here as healing practitioners in Love and Action Network and we are telling you that you're in balance, we're not trying to give you hypochondriacs, you spiritual hypochondriacs. We're not trying to give you something to obsess about or to be, I'm not trying to, you don't leave here and tell somebody, Dr. Flo, he's a doctor, only on TV, y'all. I'm going to be a doctor soon, though. I'm working on it. Give me 25 years. I got you. If Spacey could do it, I'm going to do it. But I digress. Don't be leaving here saying Dr. Flo told me that I had an imbalanced third eye chakra, and that's the reason why I can't see shit. Don't do that. I'm not trying to give you something to obsess or worry about. I'm just telling you where things may be out of alignment, as they have been and are and can be out of alignment for me. And when you're imbalanced in this third chakra and you're imbalanced in this energy, you will be confused or pretend to be confused. And let me tell you about this confusion thing. Some of you are actually confused. And we haven't talked about this in a while, Tara. I break everybody down into two categories as it relates to their dreams. And I know that's binary. The binary. But this is how I feel about it. So just deal with it. And it's what I coach. And we haven't talked about this in a while, so I'm going to just regroup on it while I'm here talking about confusion. As it relates to personal development and professional development and spiritual development and all the developments, I believe there's two categories of people. There are people who are, they don't know. They don't know how to build their business. They don't know how to pray. They don't know how to center themselves. They don't know how to meditate. They don't know how to eat properly. The list goes on and on. They just don't know. And so they just lack the knowledge and they just don't have the knowledge. So they're in that category. They can get the knowledge, but they just don't know it, or they've not acquired it, or they've not encountered the right teacher. That's one crowd. Then the other crowd is a group of people who know the steps, have the skills, have the tools, have everything in place, but they're just simply not manifesting their dream. That's me. Hello. That's me. I got everything in line, all my ducks in a row. I got the studio here. I got the man. I'm happy, healthy, free from all suffering. And I've researched and researched and researched and strategized and planned. I know exactly what's going to set me free and make me the most happiest and make me the most money. And I'm just simply not doing it. And so let's not dwell in confusion today about who we are. I don't know. Do you really not know, or does not knowing make you feel safer than moving forward on the unknown? But let me let that go, child. So you're in confusion when you're imbalanced. You're also misaligned with your intuition. You're also narrow-minded. my wig is a narrow-minded bullshit detector. I had to let it go, Tara. I had to let it go. I had to let it go. I put it. Woof is right. I had to let it go. The handler said release, and I just let the bone go, because we could stay there for a very long time. But my wig in public, like I told you earlier with the lady in the grocery store, it is what's a special occasion for you wearing that wig? As if people can't have purple hair, She showed me in her own special way, loved and lovable, that she had a bit of a narrow mind. And hopefully I expanded her mind today that it doesn't need to be Halloween or Christmas or anything else for people to wear purple hair. Sometimes you're just a more fun adult than everybody else in the room. And I'm me. I'm that guy. I'm just less boring and more fun than most of the adults you know. I did not decide at 25 to set my life in one category or one orientation or one belief system and just stay there for the rest of my life. I chose to keep growing beyond 25. We teach that here too. Most humans decide who they are and what they believe in and what kind of dramas they're going to be attached to and all that by the time they're 25. And then they just, for the next 60 years, live the same story on repeat. And while we do recognize that life is a circle, come on. Come on. But this wig for me is a narrow-minded barometer check, because people who are with it, like my new grocery store worker friend, Nikki, she said, hey, because she has blue hair. She has a blue ponytail. And she's always stocking things in there. She's made friends with Papi Water. They talk when he goes in the grocery store without me, because Papi Water is a lovely human and a magnet for light and love. But I got to see her today because I felt like being social and going to the store. And she saw my purple wig, and I saw her blue wig, and we, not wig. She actually dyed her hair. I don't have the length. Hey, Nikki, the stock lady at Aldi, not narrow-minded. She beholds me in all my glory and says, hey, I haven't seen you in a while. How are you doing? I said I send him in here when I'm feeling antisocial, but it's good to see you today. Narrow-minded people tell on themselves. The old white man in the store that goes when he sees the wig, oh, thank you for telling me. You only see people like me on TV. And also, when you're imbalanced in your third eye chakra, you will have shallow understandings, and you will not seek to go any deeper. You'll just say, I know everything there is to know about that subject, and I'm good. But we always know that there's more to learn about everything and everybody. And so we don't need to be shallow in that. We can align. So like I always say, we don't, in Love and Action Network, bring you in here to just beat you like a piñata and just say, go back, and figure it out. We're going to give you medicine for your confusion and our misalignment with intuition and our narrow-mindedness. I have narrow-mindedness too. My dream is probably bigger than I think. In fact, I'm convinced that my dream is bigger than I think. And so I have to work on this stuff myself and my shallow understandings and understandings of myself. I have to work on these things. But the good news is that when we are aligned, we will have great discernment. We'll have clarity. We will be divinely guided and shown. We'll have clarity. We'll be intuitive, imaginative. We'll be connected. I intentionally disconnect from life because I'm an empath and a healer, and people think I'm nice, so they talk to me all the time and stuff like that and kind of overload me and overwhelm me. But the truth is that in any space I walk into, and those of you who've been around me long enough or have encountered my energy in person, I'm very connected. Very connected. There's not really a human on the planet that I can't connect with. If they want to connect, there's not a person that I can't find an overlap with. I find a commonality and a connected energy with mostly everybody. Even axe murderers. I'm sure I'd be like, oh, yeah. You had a reason. That's why I watch the documentaries I watch. Like, where is that shadow in me, and how can I work on that so I don't become this story? That's why I watch the things I watch. Is that in me at all? It may not be in me at all. But if there's any part of... okay, so for Claude's example, like, Tara doesn't understand why I watch these, like, Kevin Spacey, sexual violence types of stuff. It's because the Harvey Weinsteins and Kevin Spaceys of the world and the Diddys and all of these people, they get to do these things because of a power thing. You know, Kevin Spacey was taking people in corners or inviting people into rooms or into his office and things, and kind of, you know, I watch this not because I'm scared of being a sexual predator in the world. I watch it because power allows people to do things that they should not do. And in my network and in my world and where I'm going, I'm powerful. I'm a CEO here. I'm an executive producer here. So I'm learning from these stories what not to do. Another thing I'm obsessed with is cult stories. I love a good cult show. But I don't watch it to try to become a cult leader. God, that sounds exhausting. Controlling people. Y'all cannot be controlled. Y'all are ridiculous. I don't want to control y'all. I watch the cult documentaries so that I don't become toxically powerful. I want to be powerful. I am powerful. But I don't want to be toxically powerful. And so these are cautionary tales. But I connect with anybody I want to. Because the human experience is universal. And we all want to be loved. We all want to be seen. We all want to be validated. We all want to be heard. We all want to be acknowledged. We all want to be praised. We all want to be appreciated. Like, these are universal things. And if you can do that, you can do that. And so that's Third Eye Friday, featuring our Third Eye Chakra. We are very grateful to Papi, Wata, Starlight, Botanica, and all of our other good witches here on campus for keeping us grounded in this spiritual technology. This is a spiritual technology. The chakras are a spiritual technology. 52 weeks of conscious contact with Melody Beatty is a spiritual technology. Red letter Christianity, which is what I do. Only what Jesus said. Only what Jesus said and only what Jesus did, allegedly. These are wonderful spiritual technologies that we can wield to have happy, healthy lives that are free from suffering. So I hope that something that I said today landed on you wonderful loved ones. I'm 17 minutes over because I really got stirred to share from my heart. But any day that we share from our hearts is a good day. And so I hope that you are into it. Remember, I'm not here for the people who want to criticize. I'm not here for perfect people. I'm not here for people who think they know it all. I'm here for people who are trying to make a better today than they had yesterday and a better tomorrow than they had today, if that is granted to us. It could be our last one today, and so we should be happy in it. We have wine here, we have lube here, and we have food here. So I'm going to have a great night. But not before going to lovedandlovable.org. And exploring the network. You can click up top to donate to our causes, or you can go and explore the network. We have events 7 days a week here, staffed by amazing healing practitioners. Lotta Snacks 5. StarlightMississippiTanica.com. Papi Water at Papi Water 33 of the House of Mommy Water. Tara Priolo Studio at Tara Priolo Studio. TaraPriolo.com. We have amazing people who are in place as a small and sturdy team that produces peer-to-peer support. We're just taking our hearts and our lives and our resources and turning them into a place where we can focus on our goals and dreams and not walk through life feeling low. We do encounter and we do embrace our own low vibrations here, And we bring the water every day. If someone comes in and they're overwhelmed, we talk them through it. If somebody's family's pissing them off and getting on their nerves, or they're going through some kind of interpersonal drama or internal drama, we just talk about it, and we just hold space for real people, real conversations. And so shout out to Gabby and Ron and just our growing network, because we're doing something real every day. And we're creating the opportunities to connect to ourselves and to the world. And I do believe that we're doing love's work. We're not. Spirit put me in a situation last year, and we talked about those circumstances earlier on the lives today. But Spirit put me in some circumstances last year where I had to put up or shut up. Spirit put me in the situation last month, as you all watched on social media, where it's like, put up or shut up. Either you're going to do the work of love in excellence and in abundance, or you're just going to play around. And it's time out for me in playing around. We are just putting love in action, and it looks great. This season, we've already produced 103 plus episodes. There are 206 episodes that are available from our entire arc of the story. And so you can just go to our Substack, which is down below, and tap in. You can actually go to the FAQs. And on the FAQ page, it will say, how do I read the LIA newsletter? And then if you go to read the LIA newsletter, click here. And then that's going to take you out to our Substack, which is also home of our podcast on Spotify. And if you just scroll through, you'll see Love in Action TV Season 2 Finale, Episode 103, Throat Chakra with Lotta Snacks 5. That was produced yesterday. And then also Heart Chakra the day before with Dr. Flo. You can scroll back and see Tara Priolo do her thing. And so, there are just hundreds of episodes of opportunities to connect and be inspired and encouraged from our team here. I'll give you a little taste of, let's listen to Tara talk about this week's events.
Hello, it's me, Tara Priolo Studio. I'm your resident white-facing biracial multi-passionate musician, and I talk about the ish that nobody wants to talk about and push you to do at Love in Action Network. And I am here to give you the week of events for May 12th, and also the theme of the week from Melody Beatty. So the theme of the week with Melody Beatty, as you know, we read this daily and daily boost, is guidance. It's week 20, guidance. So join us in the daily boost, which I'm going to talk about next, to go through the week of readings with us. I'm going to show you two different ways to find our events. So if you're watching this on our Substack, or if you're listening on the podcast and you want to see a visual, feel free to go to our Substack and you will see the visual. So first and foremost, this is our basic layout, and then I'm going to show you some the way to get to the VIP event. So this is lovedandlovable.org. Starting on Sundays, tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. is a concert of hope. Then we have the Waiting to Exhale room / Daily Boost room at 1:30. All of these times are in Eastern. Mondays and Tuesdays, Dr. Flo takes over, and that is solar plexus chakra and sacral chakra turned around. Tuesday evening is the Deconstruction Junction Masterclass. Then Wednesdays is Heart Chakra Wednesdays, currently with Dr. Flo, as I am technically on FMLA / maternity leave, but I'm still bringing you these events. Wednesday night is a Concert of Hope with Dr. Flo. Thursdays are Throat Chakra Thursday with snacks, and then Fridays and Saturdays, Dr. Flo is back again because I am on vacation. You can find this at lovedandlovable.org /events, and you can RSVP here as well. Now, another way that you can find our events is by joining our membership. Now, you can do that by live chatting us at lovedandlovable.org, or you can go to the website and find this link yourself. So here is our VIP membership, and you'll notice that there's a couple extra events. So tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern, you would see morning meditation, and that is with our practitioner Starlight. Then there's a VIP exclusive event for Waiting to Exhale, and that'll be in the Telegram groups. On Monday, Starlight is back with a meditation, and then Hoodoo Book Club also with Starlight. So you can see there's a bunch of extra events in our VIP groups. So feel free to join our Halo group so you get invites to all of that. You can also join not Waiting to Exhale, House of Mommy Wata, by going to lovedandlovable.org, and keep an eye on lovedandlovable.org, because guess what? It's always changing to be better for you and the experience for you. Stay as close as you want or as far as you want, but always remember that you are loved and lovable, and nobody can change that. Follow the love, and I will chat with you next week to go over our events. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Tara. That was amazing. I'll see y'all around. Lovedandlovable.org. Stay in your joy, stay in your power, and we will see you very, very soon. I'll be back tomorrow we came up from our root chakra, and tomorrow we're going to land in our crown, all about what we understand and what we know about ourselves and the world, and what we know and understand about love. I'll see you soon. Stay groovy.